Hey everyone, Charnie here with Great Expectations Realty. Today I wanted to cover pre-approval letters for a little bit just so I can help new buyers understand why a pre-approval is important, what it is, and all of that stuff, right? So a pre-approval letter, it is a statement that outlines your credit worthiness as a home buyer. And it also shows that you're serious to a seller, so the seller would be more inclined to take you seriously if you have a pre-approval. Matter of fact, most seller agents, they will not accept an offer from a buyer without a pre-approval letter to back that offer up. And most agents as well, buyer's agents, will not work with someone who doesn't have a pre-approval letter first. So it will not make sense for an agent to go out and then looking at homes and all of that without knowing that the buyer can be pre-approved for a mortgage. And to the seller, it shows that you are serious. They take you more seriously as well. And it shows that there is a lender out there that is willing to back you up into buying a home. So a pre-approval is very important in the process of buying a home. So the pre-approval is not guaranteed, but it is a statement that a mortgage lender says that they would be willing to lend you this much money to buy a home. It also gives you an idea of how much money you can afford. Do you want to borrow that much? If do you want to borrow less? And it also gives me as your agent an idea of what price range of homes do I look at for you. So this is what a pre-approval does. It's not guaranteed yet when they give it to you. So that is different from a pre-qualification. A pre-qualification, it's more so where the lender goes by what you tell them, almost like whatever you throw at them, and then based on what you tell them and based on what they believe in what you tell them, they give you a general idea of what they think you may get. But the pre-approval is more in depth about like what your finances look like. So for them to do that, they do look at your W-2, your tax returns, your pay stubs, and all of that good stuff that would give them a better idea of how much they are able to lend you to get a home. So what does a lender look at when they are doing a pre-approval? So after they get your bank statement and your W-2, your tax returns, they really look at your credit history, your debt to income ratio, and especially your credit score. Your credit score may be high, but if your debt to income ratio is high, sometimes it's way more than what you make. It may be a problem even if your credit score is great. So I always tell my buyers to keep that in mind. It's not just the credit score. How long does it take for you to get a pre-approval letter? It all depends on the lender. Some lender can give that to you the same day. Some of them can give it to you the next day after they get all the information they gather from you. Some of them take a little longer. Some of them would want to go under the further step into the pre-approval of it. So it all depends on the lender. Some of them like to go in underwriting even. I have that, which is something completely different. The underwriting doesn't take place until way into the process of buying the home, but some lenders want to go into that process before they give you a pre-approval, which I'm not mad at, because then the pre-approval is more certain, it's more sure. We know that unless the buyer goes and do something crazy, the loan will go through and the home will go into closing with no problem. So how long does a pre-approval letter last? So that answer isn't set in stone. This varies from lender to lender. Some lenders will put 30 days, some lenders will put 90 days, but it is up to 90 days. Because a pre-approval letter has an expiration date, I always advise my buyers to not do it until they are truly ready, or if you know that you have a a long time to recover from having your credit pulled if you're not ready, or if your credit is not so, so close to the threshold that if you check it, then it wouldn't hurt you too much. But I always tell my buyers to wait until they are ready to proceed and get their pre-approval done, simply because every time you get a pre-approval, it hits your credit. It is a hard inquiry, so it does bring your credit score down a little bit, but it does last 90 days. So if you know that within those 90 days you are not ready to buy, then I would say just wait until you're closer to buying, and then you can do that. That is also when I would prefer for you to come and have me look at homes for you, because then I know what prices of homes that I have to look for you. So all of that is something to take into consideration, simply because every time they pull your credit, it does hurt a little bit depending on where your credit score is at. And also, I've had buyers who want to check with multiple lenders. For that, I usually just advise them to do it within 15 to 30 days, and I think this is the same thing a lender would also tell you, to do it within that time, because most credit bureaus that report on your credit, if you have multiple hit for the same thing within that period of time, it is considered as one. They don't consider each of them each, simply because everybody, sometimes people don't want to use a lender, and then they go and try a different lender, because not every lender is the same. They are not all created the same. One lender may tell you they can't do this, and another one does it. One lender may give you one rate, another one give you another rate, which is the reason why some people like to do it with multiple lenders. So in this case, I would say do it within the 15 to 30 days that you have to do multiple inquiries on your credit for that mortgage approval. Then it would consider it as one hit, not two. So let's say you pull your credit and it takes you longer than the 90 days, and then your credit was already, like, let's say a little bit low, then you hit it again, then that may be a problem. So keep that in mind whenever you are doing the pre-approval. Think about it before you do it. So one of the reasons why I wanted to touch a little bit on pre-approval tonight is because of the fluctuation in rates that we are having right now. Let's say you had a pre-approval about 3 months ago, 4 months ago. I'm pretty sure some things are going to change simply because the rates have changed, and that may affect how much money you may be able to pre-approve for a mortgage. So right now, unfortunately, the rates have gone up. So I would highly recommend that people kind of look back at your pre-approval, make sure that you still pre-approve for the same amount, that nothing has changed there. Get in touch with your lender and make sure that you're still good. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to speak on that tonight. Another reason why lenders want you to renew your pre-approval within a certain amount of time is because circumstances changed. Let's say you had a job, they demoted you, you're making less money now, or they promoted you and you're making more money. Your situation changed, so your pre-approval can change. You make less money, that means you may be pre-approved for less money, or maybe you won't be pre-approved at all because your debt to income ratio is high too, and you got demoted, and then now you are not able to be pre-approved for the mortgage. And let's say you got promoted, great, you probably can be pre-approved for more money. There are several reasons why a lender would want you to renew your pre-approval, and in certain circumstances you may need to extend your pre-approval period simply because there was a delay on your part, there was another change of circumstance on your part. Maybe you were changing jobs, maybe you got sick, you had surgery, you wanted to wait a little bit, and then now these 90 days have gone by. You can ask for your lender for an extension of the pre-approval. And then let's say you were on the market, that you were looking for homes, and the home you wanted, you couldn't find it, and it took more than the 90 days. You can get an extension or a renewal of your pre-approval. To renew, it's the same process that you did when you were doing the pre-approval at first, unfortunately. So the lender will ask you for paperwork again, new pay stubs, newer bank statements, and all of that. Your tax return, depending on what time of the year that we are. Let's say you have a pre-approval now. By next year, let's say you find your home by sometime next year, right, by the 90 days in January or something like that, then you may need new bank statements. And let's say you buy later than that, by that time there is new tax season coming, then you will need your new tax return. So you know, things change, so this is why that they do that, so they're not being a pain. And I know that most people don't like to be dealing with all of this paperwork and sending stuff, but the good thing is most of it now is done electronically, which is great. So if you have access to a scanner on your phone or a scanner at home, it's very easy to just upload everything to your lender, and then some of them can give you this pre-approval right away, the same day. I do work with some amazing lenders that I don't get paid for referring you to them, but those are lenders that I've worked with that I know as a team we can get the deal closed. So let's say you want to get a pre-approval, let me know in the comment section, and I would be happy to refer you to one of the lenders that I work with. Let's say you are a VA buyer. I have a lender that can work with you. If you want FHA, if you want conventional loan, USDA loans, you name it, I have a lender that I work with that can get this done and get the deal rolling. So if you need any information about a lender that you would like to get a pre-approval from today in order for you to become a buyer, where I would represent you as the buyer's agent, please do not hesitate to get in touch with me. My number will be in the description of this video, my email address, and of course my website, which is CharnieMonexe.com. Thank you, and I will talk to you soon.